We're here at the Toronto waterfront, conclusion of the cycling events for the Pan American Games, talking with Jacques Landry, Director of High Performance for Cycling Canada. After Canada's won 3 more medals in this final day of cycling, a gold and 2 bronze, bringing the total to 20 medals. Jacques, overall feelings about cycling's performance at these Pan Am Games?
Wow. All I can say is wow. We were not expecting that many medals. We knew that we had the potential to get on the podium in all the events that we entered, but to hit the 10 gold medals is unfathomable, and we're really ecstatic about it. The whole staff, the athletes, the whole ambiance is great within the team. And I think what started off was basically with obviously Tori's medal, the gold medal, and just got the momentum going with everybody. And I think success breeds success, and we finish off on a high note with with a bronze medal from Guillaume. I think he's a bit disappointed, but at the end of the day, we still made it. We knew it would be really hard today with the South American countries kind of wanting to not have Canada on the podium, and the guys knew it, but they rode a really smart race. So it finishes off on a really good note, especially and also with Jasmine and Allison this morning with a gold and a bronze, and with a marvelous work from Kirsty as well.
So, I'm not going to ask you about highlights because they're all highlights, but from your perspective, what are some of the performances? We had the expected performances from people like Emily Batty and Catherine Pendrell and so on, but what are some of the performances that you feel are sort of showing the real future for cycling?
Sure, as you say, there's some. We got our usual suspects as far as being on the top step of the podium with women's team pursuit, with Emily or Catherine in the mountain bike events. Tori's always very consistent as well. So, but what is really comforting, and we know now that we're tracking well, is in pardon the pun, but it's on the track side with the sprint program. I think looking at what Monique and Kate have done. Kate coming out of just a bit more than 1 year on the bike, coming from bobsled, and actually honing her skills in that period of time to become a gold medalist in the team sprint, and getting closer and closer from the top competitors in the world. So to me, the women's team sprint program has definitely stepped it up. The guys as well, men's team pursuit, men's team sprint as well. Hugo, I think, was we knew we had it in him. He had it in him, and he just proved us all that he can actually deliver. And so it was great to see him get on the podium 3 times as well. So all in all, the track program, I think we're tracking really well. Now it's just a question of going back to work and using this to kind of fuel the next steps moving forward as we push on to Rio.
Yeah, and that was my next question, was Rio. Obviously winning all these medals here is great, but there's a lot of countries that aren't here, or a lot of top competitors aren't here. So, from your perspective, how much does this give you optimism for Rio, or is this really more about the future rather than next year?
It's a bit of both. I think when we look at how the Pan Am Games has an impact now on our team, and traditionally, I would say in past Pan Ams, we would basically go with maybe a B team and development team just to get the games experience. And actually, Dan Prue and I had kind of this revelation, this epiphany at the mountain bike event, saying, you know what, this is actually a good step towards Rio. It's athletes that have been to the past games, Olympic Games. The Pan Am Games is kind of a reminder of what we need to do, of what the games environment is, because as you know, games are totally different than going to world championships, world cups, etc., where we're self-sufficient in a way. And now we have the big machine, which is the Olympic Committee that comes and works with us. So for us, it's actually an aha moment that, you know what, we're gonna, with the success that we've had here leading into Rio, and we're tracking really well towards Rio, we're gonna start doing that. So when we get to Lima in 2019, it'll be the same thing. We'll be looking at bringing our A squad for the Pan Am Games there. When we look at how we're tracking, looking into going towards Rio, I think we're definitely in the right direction. As I said before, it's basically just trying to look at what we've done here, take a step back, and look at all the. We know our competition. We know it's on the track, definitely. We know that it's the British, the New Zealanders, the Australians, definitely on the women's side. So we know that from team pursuit. And on the team sprint side, it's the same thing, same usual suspects. So we know who they are. Now we have more reference points with these competitions being held on the track in Milton. So we're just going to get back to the drawing board and start using the energy that we have right now to continue on and the motivation and get going. So this is a really good marker for us. Mountain bike, when you look at mountain bike, I think we're tracking really well on the women's side. It's more continue on like we're doing already. BMX the same way. Tori's actually progressing. Worlds were here today actually in Zolder. Didn't go too well, but at the end of the day, we're also showing that we got riders coming up like Dana Turkshire and Alex Tugas we're both juniors that are just progressing at a rapid pace. So I think our programs all in all, when we look at all the 4 Olympic sports, cycling sports, we're tracking really well. So it's very there's good optimism there.
Great, and I'll let you go now. Maybe some celebrating at the end of very successful games.
Well, definitely we'll kind of get together if we can today. Everybody's flying out tomorrow morning and resuming their normal activities. So we'll try and get a celebratory drink in, but it's back to business basically starting tomorrow.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Rob.